Hi, everyone. I have not done a live in a long time. A lot of you have asked me to go live. It's been a couple of months, so I'm going to be going live. And today we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics, speaking up in meetings. This is a training. This is really important. People ask me often, why do I have to speak up in meetings? Why is it that I have to do that? We're going to cover this in the next 30 minutes, and I know I'm a little bit late. I said 11:30 Eastern Standard, and it's 12:10 Eastern Standard. So I will be just a quick update every Tuesday around 5:30, so 11:30 Eastern Standard or 5:30 Spain time. I'm going to be going over some of the communications principles. It will always be a training, so make sure to log on and ask questions. And then you can join the school community. It's the communications lab for additional material. And of course, you could book one-on-one sessions with me, and we focus on solving real tangible problems that you have at work, especially, for example, how do you get your boss to listen to you? How do you overcome some challenges with difficult colleagues? Another one that's always stands up is how do we stop being, nervous when we're speaking? So I know it's been a while since I was on here. So I'm going to wait a couple of minutes till people come on. If not, I will still be here for the next like 20, 30 minutes. So again, tune in every Tuesday, 5:30, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. We will talk about all the fun stuff about workplace situations. Okay, so speaking up in meetings, training. You will always have to speak up in meetings. Whether or not you're an introvert, you have to speak up in meetings. The reason for that is this is your opportunity to perform, to showcase your brilliance. A lot of us don't see the motivation or the value to present and to share the wonderful research and the wonderful work that we have done. Sometimes we're disqualified, so we don't end up speaking. That hurts us because our natural way of being is to express ourselves. So I have a lot of students and clients who are VPs of companies. They have to perform, they have to constantly present, and they freeze. So the first step to avoid freezing is actually I've developed a method called ALICE method, and I will talk about it every week like it's your school curriculum because working with students for two years now, I've seen the drastic transformation they had in their lives. And I woke up from a dream and I saw it. Alice method. Yay, we got one subscriber. Actually, one person that's just logged in. Say hi. um, ask me any questions. I'm going to put this in the chat. Ask me any question related to communications, okay, at work or personal life. So if you can do that, thank you. That'd help. So what's important is the ALICE method is all about, it's a communications framework, okay? A stands for active listening. L is learning intention. I is internal regulation. C is clarity of structure. And E is embodied authority. So what's important to remember is why do we study these 5 pillars of communication? Because you could apply it to any situation at work. Active listening is repeating word for word what the person has said. And we're going to be going over that practically every week. On Tuesdays, we're going to be doing it in real time. What does active listening look like? L, learning intention, is all about setting an intention. What would you like to be the outcome? I, internal regulation, well, you can't present unless you are breathing, unless you regulate your nervous system. And by the way, this is my little vision board in my office. I'm probably going to have a lot of the calls from my office here in Spain. Just to kind of put a visual board there. It's a lot of fun to be in this home office setting. So I is internal regulation. We will do a lot of breathing exercises. C is clarity of structure. If we don't have it in our mind, an understanding of what we want to talk about, then it's very difficult to prepare for a speech. Because if we can't structure our thoughts, then it's difficult to speak. So we talk about the structure. E for embodied authority is really about showing up with energy and presence. And that has some sort of information that people have. They have information about you. 70% of communication is what you don't say. Okay? It's basically what you do with your nervous system, what you do with your body language. And it's really important to understand what triggers you. Now, there's a lot of conversation around trauma responses and epigenetics, or how culture influences our bodies, our genes. It turns it on and off. And following this 5-pillar system, the A.L.I.C.E method, gives you a framework, something you could digest in 5 to 10 minutes to be able to speak with clarity. When you're in the meetings, you always notice people who stand up, and you have the talker, you have the listener. Pay attention to their body language. What are they doing? Are you asking questions? And you'll see that the people that ask questions, notice what type of quality, okay? What kind of quality can you sense in their questions? A lot of my students say that they don't feel comfortable asking questions. Is it because you are seeking validation? Is it because you want confirmation? Where's the discomfort coming from? It's usually a memory that you had to say something in class and someone laughed at you. So you have this feeling that when you have to speak, you're nervous, okay? And that nervousness never goes away. It's kind of in our lives. We end up being very nervous at these meetings, and then we feel incompetent. We feel stupid. So we feel stupid for speaking. We feel stupid when we don't speak. And know that this is my tea. There's a heart. We have to be compassionate and vulnerable, like I am now. I had one viewer today. I haven't done lives in a long time. I think in a year. So I've committed to doing it every Tuesday. And think of speaking up in meetings as an opportunity for people to see who you are, for people to see what you're passionate about, for people, including your boss, to see your talents. Speaking in meetings gives you an opportunity to practice your communication skills, your social skills. So think of it, rather than an isolated event, it's like a lab. It's a theater. It's your acting. Okay, every time you speak, you're acting. You're playing a role. You're wearing a hat, as we say. That's it. It's nothing else. You're just playing a role. In this moment, I have to go to a meeting and speak. You could prepare for that meeting. I usually like to have 3 questions prepared. I remember when I used to do this a lot when I interviewed founders. I would have 5 questions prepared, not more than 5, because I couldn't remember beyond 5 questions. I have a podcast on YouTube. It's called The Emergence Podcast. And I could only ask about 3 questions in the 40 minutes, because my co-host Mark asks 1, 2, 3 questions. I ask 1, 2, 3 questions. So know that you don't have to over prepare with all these questions. You don't have to over prepare with a complicated speech. You have to understand, what is it that you absolutely want to get out of this meeting? So it's learning intention, right? Learning intention is being intentional about the meeting. Having in your mind how you want the meeting to go. Internal regulation is breathing. So before any meeting, I keep talking about this, especially on this channel and another channel I have, Sanctuary with Alice, where I teach yoga. And I keep doing the same exercise. You inhale through the nose for 3 counts. We'll do it together now. Inhale for 3. Hold your breath. Exhale. So hold for 5 seconds. And then you exhale for 7. Meaning exhale for 7 seconds. We do this 5 times. This also helps me sleep. So if you have a hard time sleeping, try it. So you inhale for 3 seconds. Let's do it together. Inhale. Hold for 5. Exhale for 7. Okay, that's a technique for internal regulation. Clarity of structure is when you're structuring a speech. Now, it's important to begin with a hook. A hook is a statement, a question, a pattern interrupt. It means that you want to interrupt the pattern. You want to get attention, because before you speak, you need to ask for permission. Okay, before I present, do I have your attention? How do I get your attention? I make a statement. I have a statistic. I have a question mark. Questions drive cognition. Questions allow people to think. Okay, so we practice the hook, then an introduction. My name is Alice. I'm a communications coach. Then you want to set the expectation. You could also add your credentials. Like, I've been working with founders and senior officials, and we focus on communication. I've done some camera work. I was a journalist, startup founder. So you want to, in one sentence, give your credentials related to the topic. So my name is Alice. I'm a communications coach. I advise international professionals. I help them improve their English and confidence. I work mainly with technical professionals, okay, or English as a second language. In the next 10 minutes, I will talk about why communications is important in everyday life. You set the expectation in the 10 minutes I will talk about, and then you want to give only 3 points. Communications is important for connection. Communication is important for storytelling, okay, community engagement. So I said connection, telling stories, and the third one, communication is a way for you to prolong your life, because when we're social beings, when we connect and have quality relationships, we also have better life outcomes, better health outcomes. Then you say point 1, 2, 3, give each specific bullet point, and then you do the conclusion, and you always have an ask. An ask is a soft ask and a hard ask. I always talk about this. A soft ask is, hey, you know where my channel is, come talk to me, come talk to me after my presentation, or, thanks, I hope to see you again on this channel next week. That's kind of like soft ask. I didn't give you a specific action, right? The action is, please subscribe to my channel. Please check out my Alice Method community on School. This is my communications lab. Come back in next week, tune back in, 5:30 in the evening, European time, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. That requires an action, okay? Book a one-on-one with me, that's an action. Sign up for my newsletter, that's an action. That's a hard ask. The reason why we structure our speech is so that we can minimize miscommunication and confusion. The psychological loop needs to close. It's a circle, okay? You share information and you got to bring it to the end. You got to bring it to the point. And when you're able to communicate, you have authority, you have embodiment, you have people listen to what you have to say because they trust what you have to say. You just structured your communication. So every week we will talk about different topics from the workforce. We will be doing training here live. So make sure to tune in, guys. It's going to be 30 minutes every Tuesday. I want to hear from you if I should do it 5:30 or 6 or 11:30 or noon. And then I'm going to be dropping a link to the school community. So you will have free videos there. And then you could also access the paid program, okay, that I have for you guys. I guess since I had one or two people on here and I don't have any questions, I'm probably going to end it sooner today. I know I was running a little bit late, but I will be doing it every Tuesday. So I hope to see you. That's a soft ask. Hard ask is check out the community. I will leave a link in the description. And please come with questions and let's tackle some real world problems. Like, what are some challenges you have at work? And I'm hoping that we can solve them through communication. So thank you for being here. We end each episode with do the best that you can every day. And I'm going to end the stream here. And thanks for, again, checking in today. And see you next week.